This video will provide an overview of the organizational enhancements to the course packs. It will review some of the areas that you've already seen, but the repetition should help reinforce the most important information that you need to remember in your demos. First of all, the Getting Started area is new and contains essential course and book information. Remember to position the value of having the ebook links included here. Moving on to the instructor area. This is probably the single most significant organizational change in the course packs. As you saw in the brief walkthrough we did for the course cartridges, instructor and student resources were previously grouped together. Now, all instructor content is contained in one place, which is more consistent with how they will want to access these materials as they are building their courses. It is also important to remember that this folder for instructor resources will be automatically hidden from student view when the course pack is imported into Blackboard. This is also different from how the course cartridges were set up. Instructors had to intentionally hide instructor resources from student view. Now they don't have to. If we click up here and turn off edit mode, you'll see that the instructor resources folder disappears. This is what the students will see. Lastly, we will show you the organizational changes to the student materials. They're not as extensive, but still meaningful. Primarily, the new order of the materials is intended to follow the most logical learning path for students. First, students should review the learning objectives so they know what they need to learn in a given chapter. By building the learning objectives into the content area, students are more likely to read them. In the cartridges, students needed to download a file, which they are obviously less likely to do. Next, they need to read their chapter. If they purchase access to the ebook, they can just click on the link here, which we showed you before. Next is the pretest with basic knowledge and concept-based questions to assess what students recall from the chapter they just read. Then they can review their study tools, such as flashcards, read journal articles. They can watch videos that are now built into content areas and organized by learning objective, which you saw here. If an instructor decides to assign a quiz based on any of the videos, those will appear next. Here. Same goes for map quizzes and any other media-based assessments. Finally, a student would conclude with the post-test, which is intended to assess mastery of the learning objectives. It is unlikely that a professor would want to assign all 40 questions of a single chapter, so we provided a randomized 15-question option here, which we mentioned earlier. Again, we will elaborate on this in the assessment section. This concludes our brief section on organization. Here are the key takeaways. The new Getting Started section with important textbook information and ebook links. The instructor resource materials are all included in one place and improve ease of use. And the revised organization of the student resources is now in an order for the most logical learning path.